Hello learners, viewers, students all over the world. For our Today Economics online class encounter, we shall be privileged to discuss about two major theories in economics. You know that the word theories has to do with a kind of framework that have been designed to serve a particular purpose. Now we have two major theories in economics. And what are those theories? Theory number one is that of the absolute advantage. Theory number two is comparative advantage. Both absolute advantage and comparative advantage are basis of trade. You know that in some classes ago when I treated principles of economics, I was able to signify a particular microeconomist called Nicholas Gregor-Mencken of 1958 to 1984, and I was able to nullify some principles which I said I stated 10 major principles, and I was able to state those 10 and explain those 10 for us respectively. And I also inclined about a particular principle, maybe principle number 3 or thereabout, that trade can make everyone better off. So trade is the basis of every economy. So no economy survives without trade. Trade activities is so crucial to any country economy. Now, all these two major theories in economics are affiliated to what? To trade, right? And the essence of this is the dynamisms in terms of economic resources or production factors. Now, the first one is absolute advantage, propagated by David Ricardo of 1776, right? So he stated, and I quote, that an absolute advantage depicts a situation whereby a country has the temerity or the chances to produce at lower economic resources. Let me take that again. That is when countries have the chances of producing at lower economic resources compared to other economies of other places or compared to other countries, then we say that there is absolute advantage in that light. Is that taken? So a typical example of this is that if Nigeria can produce 10 bags of rice, right, with a given resources, and that with that same resources, Ghana can produce 6 bags of rice. That tells that Nigeria has absolute advantage on the production of rice produce. Is that taken? So it is advantageous to Nigeria, or it is advisable to Nigeria to produce more of rice or to specialize on rice production. You know, the concept of division of labor as well is what brings about specialization. And this major concept was being coined by Adam Smith of 1776 as well. So he now opined that it is advisable for Nigeria to specialize or to concentrate on the production of rice compared to Ghana. Why? Because Nigeria can produce 10 bags of rice with a given resources, while Ghana can produce 6 bags of rice without same quantity of resources. You can now see that it is more advantageous and it is more advisable for Nigeria to produce more of rice. Is that taken? So that is theory number one. Another theory is that of the comparative advantage. Comparative advantage and absolute advantage, they are similar. Why? Because they are both bases of trade. And most students normally misconcept these two major theories for each other. Now, I have stated absolute advantage that a country experiences or enjoys absolute advantage if they can produce if they can produce goods and services at lower economic resources compared to other countries. Is that taken? So, and that of comparative advantage, it was a theory that was being championed by David Ricardo of 1814-16 thereabouts. Is that taken? So, he have a kind of landmark in economics as a subject. So he says, and I quote, that a country experiences comparative advantage if they can produce at lower opportunity costs. compared to other countries. Is that taken? You know that opportunity cost is a major concept in economics that indicates the aspects of you foregoing one commodities for another, right? So he now inclined that a country enjoys comparative advantage if they can produce at lower opportunity costs compared to other countries. Now, a pragmatical example under this case study is that of the comparison between Nigeria and India. You know, I didn't mean, this is just an assumption, it is just an analogy. I didn't mean that Nigeria is endowed with crude oil, while Indians is endowed with gold, right? So you will discover that conventional wisdom demands that both petrochemical motor spirit, diesel, gas, oil, etc., which are extractions from our crude oil, can be easily produced by the Nigerian or by the Nigerians. Am I communicating? Why? Because Nigerians has lower opportunity cost on that produce or on that goods and services. And it is also advisable to Nigeria or Nigerians to produce more of extractions from our crude oil, the likes of diesel, gas, kerosene, etc. Now, to the other hand, which is Indian, you know, like I said, the Indian, I didn't think that they're endowed with gold. You know, we have a lot of extractions from gold. You know, we have the likes of luxuries, jewelries, etc., and other utilities. So it is advisable for Indians to specialize on the production of those luxuries that are stated, rather than them saying that they want to produce petrochemical motor spirits or diesel or gas or kerosene, etc. Am I communicating? So that has been the basis of comparative advantage. So that is it for comparative advantage. So the recap of what I've discussed with us is about two major theories. Theory number one, absolute advantage. Theory number two, comparative advantage. And don't forget that the theory number one, absolute advantage, was championed by Adam Smith of 1776. And the theory of comparative advantage, which is theory number two, was also championed by David Ricardo of 1814, 1516 thereabouts. Is that it? So those are two major theories that explains trade. Am I communicating? So I would actually like to stop here. For questions, comments, observation, feel free to connect me via my mail, juliusoluwashim78@gmail.com, or you may as well connect me via my WhatsApp, and you may as well connect me via my TikTok handle, new at news616, and other means of communications. So thanks a lot for listening. Yes, I do appreciate. May God bless and increase your attentiveness by God's grace. Thanks a lot. I remain your educator Julius Oluwashim. Thank you.